Hello. I said I'd make a video of my personal experiences working with the new Ron, as I like to call him, the reincarnation of LRH. Now, um, I first met Ron through a Facebook group that I've been added to because of my interest in Scientology. And I know quite a few Scientologists and this sort of thing. I'm just laughing because it's almost comical looking back at it. There was such a stir when in this sort of group about him, and people were saying, "No, it's not him. Yes, it is him. Oh, this is fantastic!" And there were certain people who were bombarding the whole thread of his communication with, comments, which made it very difficult to actually follow what he was saying. And then before you knew it, or before I knew it, someone had reported him as not being Ron Hubbard, that not being his name, and he disappeared. And so I was curious about the man, I just wanted to see what he had to say, really. So I emailed him and I said, are you going to be coming back onto Facebook? I'd be interested in hearing more and seeing, what you've got to say. And he said, oh, yes, it's just Facebook want me to prove that I am who I say I am. So I've got to get my official documentation and things like that. So as he's changed his name legally to Ron Hubbard, then obviously, he came back. And he brought up some new processes. And I thought, well, I'll give them a go. I'm open-minded. Worst case scenarios don't work. Best case scenario is they do. So I gave them a go. I've worked with some old timers before, and they were saying every week he would come up with something or other, some new process, and it was a miracle process or other, and he sort of claimed that about this process, and I gave a go in it, and it was pretty good actually. I did see physical manifestation, physical change with this process, and it did resolve. And I thought, oh, that's good, pretty impressive stuff. And then I run it onto another process, another item, and same process, and got to an end point, and it just felt that things hadn't changed. They had mentally, but they hadn't in the physical world. And so I emailed him and I said, I was struggling to get into the process again. And I wasn't sure if I'd run into some sort of charge or other. And I said to him, actually, this is something else that I'm very much stuck in. Have been for a long time. I'm able to get rid of, release from, but never clear. And I said, if you could help me with that, or give me some advice, then that would be great. And he said, well, I'm running a pilot, and you can come along, give it a try. I said, well, look, I haven't got the funds to really pay you it's fair exchange. And he said, look, don't worry about all that. It's a pilot. As such, it would be free anyway. If you want to make some exchange, that's up to you, but there's no need, which was, that's a big thing for me. People don't do that. I was quite sort of impressed because I've been to people before and I've said, look, could you help me? And they've said, yes, but you have to do this, this, and this, and this, and it'll cost you that. And other people will had been along and said, yes, I don't know if I can help you with that, but I'll try, but it'll still cost you this. And then there were other people who were, how can I put it? They'd make appointments and I'd turn up and they weren't there. You know, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Well, can we do it tomorrow? And you go, yeah. And the same thing. And so, you know, meeting Ron, I wasn't sure how he would be, you know, what sort of character he would actually be, whether he would actually help, whether he would just sort of say he'd help and then not help, because no one wants to get sort of caught up into those sort of situations. And but yeah, he said, look, I've got a pilot, come and try it. And the very first thing that he addressed was the thing that I was caught up in. And yeah, went. Absolutely went. And I'd have people tell me, you know, you would have to have a miracle worker, you know, a miracle auditor to be able to resolve this for you. Yeah, no, actually, it was the second session. I'll tell a lie. The first session we addressed something else, but it was the second session, and yeah, it was gone. It was gone. Just amazing, genuinely amazing. You know, so and I watched it, everything just disappear, and it was it just made so much sense. But yeah, I mean, in terms of his character and things like that, I kind of expected him to be one of those hard-line people. You know, this is the way it's done. You know, there's no. You know, you have to do ABC before you can do, you know, these other things. But not at all. I mean, he was... I mean, he's still quite, you know, clear about things. He still maintains that, you know, the path that he set out was right and is right. And that's why he said it, you know. But he sees it in context, you know. So he's saying, when I was saying, look, I've studied some other materials and I've got on with that, and I've tried some other things, and I've done this and I've done that. He wasn't, oh, that was a bad thing, you know. So, well, yeah, I looked at that and I looked at this, and you know, that he looked at a lot of different things. And from what I could see, the process that he was coming up with were, how can I put it? They were in alignment with everything that I'd already known about Scientology, and also in alignment with other things that made sense to me, and really were just an extension of, you know, the general processes. And it's brilliant, you know. I genuinely, I've got to say, it has been. Been working with him for about a month now. It's been great. Really interesting as well. I want to say I've made quantum leaps. You know, I've made huge jumps in my understanding. And yeah, very, very pleased with the guy. I know there will be people who say that, you know, he's not Ron Hubbard and all this, but, well, that's their minute, you know. And it has to be done this way or it has to be done that way. But, you know, that's their minute. You know, he sees things in context, and, you know, I mean, you want to ask him a question, he answers it. You know, and the thing that's quite interesting, he says himself that he's less inclined to embellish things. So, you know, he says that he wants to play things down a little bit, He's not, you know, he just seems an all right guy, really. But the reality is, the thing that I really like about him, beyond, you know, that he's an all right guy and he's got this great tech and that's the thing, is that he's prepared to help. You know, he doesn't say, oh no, I'm only prepared to help if you do X, Y, and Z, or I'm only prepared to help if you pay me so much money. He's like, yeah, if you want me to help, I will help you. And there's not many of those in the world. And what's more to it is that whilst he's prepared to help, he continues to help. And that is absolutely amazing in my book. I can't say more than that, you know? I can't say more than that. Anyway, look, give him a try, give him a call, give him a text, give him a message or you know, email or all these, you know, send him a telepathic vibe or whatever. And, you know, get in touch with him, see what he's got to sort of say for himself. If you've got questions, ask him. I mean, he's very, very straight. He said that he's no plans to take over the church or, you know, he's just interested in getting the tech out there. He's interested in people, helping people and people getting, you know, out of things that they're stuck in. And, you know, he's interested in developing the tech. He's really, really clever at bringing stuff together. You know, huge amounts of data, bringing it together and targeting the right thing. Really clever. So yeah, like I say, I've said all I can, and now I'm just waffling. So get in touch with him. Anyway, hope this helps, and take care.